So here we are at River Islands with Bob Campana here and Susan Dell'Osso, and Susan's going to kind of give us a rundown of where we've gotten to this point right now. So take it away.
Absolutely. As Bob said, I'm Susan Dell'Osso. I'm the president of River Islands Development, and we're standing in the town center, which is our retail commercial area that's under construction, as you can see. So my favorite part of what's coming is the Redwood Café. So Bob has owned and operated the Redwood Café in Modesto for a very long time, and we're moving the Redwood Café to River Islands, as a lot of people now know, and construction's underway. What you see here is the basement going in. So the basement foundations are in. Those are rebar poles, and we're going to start stacking concrete, or the concrete blocks on top of them, to form the walls of the basement. So it's actually fairly large. It's about 8,000 square feet. We're going to have 5 different cellar rooms. You only had one in your last. We're going to recreate that one though, right?
We're completely recreating it, and I'm talking to Chemo right now, who just assembled it, and I want to assign that room to him for him to reconstruct it exactly as it was, and I think he's going to take that challenge on. Priest Ranch and Summerston wineries are going to have their own individual wine cellar rooms as well, and we're going to work with the wineries in Napa to catch that flavor and feel of those 2 wineries. So those will be 2 rooms, and we've also talked about a champagne cellar.
Yes,
for celebration at the end of an event here at the Redwood Café. If you're having a party of some type and you want to cap it off with a beautiful champagne evening, we're going to have a fine cellar with French champagnes and sparkling wines from all over the world to basically share with you. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on in that little cellar down there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the Priest Ranch and Summerston Wines, because as you know, that's affiliated with River Islands.
Yes.
So it's the same parent company, and it's great because the wines are outstanding. We actually give a bottle to every homeowner that moves in. So
I didn't know that, because when Redwood, when we basically started working with Susan and Redwood was still operating, we went to buy Summerston. Oh, sorry, it's on allocation. Yeah. But now we're connected. So the thing is, now we're going to be able to get some Summerston wines here, which is very exciting for me, because we want to highlight those in the Redwood Café.
And they're very delicious.
Yes.
But what's really fun about this cellar, so just to put in perspective, that's the cellar that's going in. Then once the ceiling gets put on, that ceiling will become the floor for the original dining room, the original bar, and all the parts of Redwood that we've actually moved from Modesto into Lathrop. And that location, so the dining area, not the cellar room, but the dining area, which is really the first floor, will be accessible from this elevated levee height. So it's 15 feet higher than the ground that's below us. The street that's below us, the amphitheater and the baseball stadium that's below us, is actually 15 feet down. And so you can actually access the cellar and go up the stairs, or you can come at grade and go into the dining room.
So when you're looking at us standing at this level right here, and you see this pile of dirt back here, that pile of dirt, which we call the spoils, has been excavated out from where the cellar is. The cellar is subterranean, it's underground. Once the walls are built, this dirt will be replaced back in, and it'll be level with that wall, and we'll be down below. As well as this entry here, there's going to be a structure over the top of that, and you're going to walk through, in essence, a cave, a man-made cave, entering into the bottom of the wine cellar. And over here, the notch is the elevator, which will bring you up to the main dining room, or you walk into the cellar. I have to admit, I had nothing to do with that design. Mrs. Dell'Osso came up with the whole thing, and I love it.
We love, and it's the kind of private, sneaky entrance when we're down, because what we're building right here is a main downtown street. And so there'll be retail and a couple other restaurants and some apartments. Yes. And so when you're down on that street, you'll be able to see the cellar doors and can walk into the cellar through the little tunnel.
It's kind of
into
inviting
the new
you
where the
to
bar
come
is.
in.
Yeah, there's going to be a bar in the cellar, so it's inviting you to come in. So if you're in the know and you know what those doors are for, you can get quick access into the cellar, which is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. So,
and it's about fun, and it's about community, and it's about the human connection that we're creating here together. Susan and River Islands has done a stellar job on the human connection at this point, with all of the interaction with the residents, with the ballparks, with the parks that she's put in, and all of the rest of the stuff. This is just the next level, where we're taking in the human connection with the food and the celebrations of life, where we're going to have all of the different people of the community going to use the Redwood Café as a tool to make their community stronger and better.
And don't forget your events area, because what's so great about the Redwood Café, that we're also importing from Modesto is you have a wedding venue, an events venue, basically 250, 300 people can have an event. And so many people have gotten married and so many people have celebrated anniversaries. It's going to be great.
We're standing up here on the event area right now, which is, I don't know the exact square feet, but I think there's something in the nature of about a half an acre of landscaped areas that we're going to have.
So what's also really exciting is, as we're here at the Redwood Café, and there'll be a patio offside of it that's again 15 feet higher than anything else, it is going to look down into our amphitheater, which we now have a name for. We're going to call it Islanders Grove.
I love it.
I know, my daughter-in-law came up with that, which I think is really good. Islanders Grove, right next to Islanders Field. So I'll meet you at the Grove for a concert.
There you have it.
Yeah, so Islanders Grove will have the ability to have concerts. It's another area that you can rent for events. It's intended to be part of the community, place. It's a place to have things.
But we're going to have a perch.
You can have a perch.
Redwood Café is going to have a perch where when there's an event going on, we will be able to have you have a dinner show. You're going to be able to sit up on top, have dinner show, cocktails, and watch the show. Very unique opportunity. I don't think a lot of other venues have anything like that.
Nope.
And when there's not an event on, you're going to be able to look down on a beautifully landscaped area where people will be milling around and using it as another part of the open areas of River Islands.
Yep. So
now let's talk a little bit, I want to interrupt you, but let's talk a little bit about the ring road and how people in River Islands are going to access Redwood Café. That's really cool.
Yeah, anybody who lives here knows that you can walk along the levee. Ultimately, it will be 16 miles of connected trail. Right now, it goes about 3 miles this way and 4 miles that way. So, but ultimately, it will be a complete circle because we just keep building it as we continue with the development. And what's great about it is you live anywhere in the community, you go up onto the levee trail and you can take your bike, you can walk, you can come right to our front door.
You told me golf carts are cool.
Golf carts are totally cool up there. Your horse, come with whatever you want.
Is there an equestrian center here at River Islands, or is there going to be a place you can board horses?
So we actually have a horse farm on the property. It's about a 15-acre area that's right next to the high school, and we haven't developed it yet, and we own it. We haven't developed it yet because we're thinking that it could become an FFA for the high school, and we could keep horses there. We actually do have horseback riding lessons that the operator is doing for us. But what's really super cool is this whole town center. So the amphitheater we talked about, it's kitty corner to Islanders Field, which is really kind of nice because there'll be a connecting plaza. So in that connecting plaza, we can have that's where we want to move the farmers market.
Yes, in the Grove.
In the Grove, so just in the plaza in front of the Grove. We're probably going to keep the soccer fields for a while, but ultimately those do go away and we'll have to put them in other parks in the area. But the soccer fields are temporary in nature, but ultimately
what would go there eventually?
It's going to be retail. So right where the Welcome Center is, that's where our grocery store is going to go. But anyway, the grocery store will go right there, and if we start architecture this year because we're close on the deal, then hopefully we can start construction next year and have it open in 27. And then that, of course, begets a whole entire shopping center. So the grocery is just the primary anchor. We don't want to fill the grocery store center with other users until we nail down the grocer and make sure that
all of these items that we're talking about have always been on the radar.
Yes.
They've always been happening, but now the critical mass of River Islands has come to a point to where these are integral parts that need to be developed at this point. So it's kind of like a confluence of situations that have happened to where we're getting this boost, so to speak, of retail and activities and the event center, Redwood Café, the grocery store. It's like really making quantum leaps for a community at this point.
Well, and it's so interesting because it's almost by the book that for a grocery store you need about 5,000 homes. That's kind of
like the break even.
Like
if you don't have that, they're not going to do it.
That's the textbook number that they want to see because it has to do with how many sales they have and things like that. They know. Yeah. So the grocery store will actually drive all the other retail, which is really kind of great. But interestingly enough, population also drives medical requirements. So we've been working. We've announced that it's Sutter Health. We've been working with Sutter Health on a 55,000 square foot medical office building right next to you, right next to Redwood Café. So it's not going to be elevated. It's going to be right over there. It's behind the grocery store, and we are, on that one, we are 2-3 times in a purchase and sale agreement because they're buying the land and they're building the building. We can't build a medical office building, of course.
You don't want to build
It's very specialized. It's very specialized, and they're the experts, obviously. But what's great about that is anytime that you need an X-ray or you have certain things happen, you don't have to leave the community. We've got the medical office building, we've got the grocery, and then all the center that's going to come with it, the amphitheater, but most importantly, the Redwood Café.
Well, now that's so nice for you to say that. If the amphitheater contractor would hear, I'd be chopped liver.
Yeah.
But at any rate,
no, that's not true. My birthday is in April, so I'm expecting to have my birthday party there.
Are you willing to make an on-camera commitment for Easter?
Well, I tell you what, if there's any way we can do it, I think the best Sunday brunch in the world would be at the Redwood Café. Anyone who's attending brunch can bring their children and they can have an Easter egg hunt on the grass. I think it would be phenomenal. And your idea about having the Culinary Academy for the high school kids, come and cook brunch is phenomenal.
I personally discovered the value of a community restaurant and involvement through COVID. When COVID came about and the state of California shut down our restaurant and we weren't able to work, there was some kind of soul searching of what was going on and what was going to happen. And when the restaurant got reopened again, the comments from our guests at Redwood Café of how much and dear it was to them to have a third place, so to speak, to come and enjoy community. And they saw the dearth of that through COVID when they were off their own. What we're creating here at River Islands is going to be a very unique and special place for the community. And Susan, putting it in this location, having it together like that is putting it in an integral part, and it's our duty to make sure that all of you viewers of River Island take ownership of it. We want you to own this. We want it to be part of your experience here and share it with your guests that come from out of town to visit your home. We want you to be able to enjoy the Redwood Café, and we're going to do everything we can to make it a real special place.
I totally agree. It's like everyone can find their special table.
Yes.
There's a special table, maybe multiple tables, but there's special places within your restaurant because it is so unique. You have created so many different spaces that I know when we recreate the restaurant here, exactly which table I'm going to be sitting at because it's going to be recreated as it is. And that one in that special side room is that and the cellar room.
I got two.
See, I got two.
But when we first started the project and Alan shows up and we go and we walk the Redwood Café. Now, Alan and Susan have been in the development business for their entire adult lives, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Alan walked around my restaurant and he looked at me and they hire architects all over the world. It's not just here.
We're an
international development
international company. Yeah.
He looks at me and he goes, Bob, an architect could not build this.
No.
Because they had too formal a training. They wouldn't have this eclectic, weird thinking that I have on how I put this together, but it gives a certain soft feel to it that makes you comfortable. And I was so honored that he would say that to me because that was one of the motivating factors.
Interesting nooks and crannies that has been built into that restaurant.
Which I'm going to be working on constantly to create more of them.
And you've gone around the world finding different artifacts and crazy things from your Chinese emperors to your Indian whatever, saints. They're not saints, but
like climbing men,
all sorts of things, and it's just it's a joy to go into your restaurant. So it's going to be really fun to have it here, and to I can't wait to see all the residents here. It's going to be a blast.
So all of you residents of River Island and anyone that's viewing this, we're going to do an episode, so we're going to basically take you on this journey of the construction of this project, from daily updates online possibly, but weekly photographs and maybe bi-weekly videos that we're going to do and show you. We're going to walk around the construction site. I have a shop over at my home where we put it together, where we're going to be making all the special tables and creating all of the ironwork and the metal work and so forth. And we're going to share that with you all the way through so that as this develops, you're going to basically see the energy and time that's gone into it, and Alan and Susan's dedication to make something truly unique and special And I feel
Yeah.
it's going to be a destination restaurant for the entire Central Valley of California.
Oh, absolutely.
This isn't just going to be for River Islands. It's going to be for Northern California. We're going to make a mark. As they would say on Tommy Boy, we're going to leave a mark.
Well, and don't forget the time-lapse photography that we're going to do, so we can see it over
Which
time.
you just sanctioned.
Yeah, which I just sanctioned. And the other thing, and I've got to say, another partner we have in this is Hale Construction. I mean, Hale has built.
Lynn, where is he at? He's racing.
He's not racing today. He's home today. But he has built so many. He and Jonathan and the team have built so many things in this community that it just so makes sense that they'd be building this one as well. So and the city of Lathrop, our partnership with them, it's just been phenomenal.
Just as a general rule, for me, I'm the outsider, but I'm coming in, and the way that I've been, and our team with Jerry, Lorna, the rest of the people have been accepted into the River Islands family is truly heartfelt to us, and we have a moral obligation to step up to the plate and make this all it can be and then some, and I guarantee you we're going to do it.
I think so.
All right. So
awesome. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody.
So the next week when we see you, we're going to show you the tunnel.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a little bit of a lineup how the main street comes in.
Yeah.
How the actual center of the restaurant is going to look and the highlight there. And we're going to walk down inside the bottom of the cellar when the walls are up, and we'll give you an idea of the scale and scope of it. So until we're back next week, Mrs. Dell'Osso is a very busy person. We have to schedule weeks in advance to get her appearance here, and we've been
always
fortunate
for you,
enough.
Bob. You and Joaquin, I'll do anything for.
Oh, you heard that. You heard that. So we're going to have these time-lapse cameras that I think that we just kind of touched on a little bit. We're going to mount them up, and we're going to get a photograph in every 5 to 7 minutes, whatever Joaquin decides he wants to do, and we're going to photo document that. We'll be able to drag in those photographs as we have these conversations with you to highlight different aspects. I would like to mention Rick right now.
Oh,
should we bring Rick up?
We love our architect.
This guy is
a quirky
fantastic.
dude.
He really is.
Yeah.
So Rick, Susan, myself, we're this little cabal on almost every other day conversing on how we're going to make the Redwood Cafe all it can be and then some. And I can assure you, this is going to be such a unique and special place that you're going to want to watch these episodes and see how we put it together so that you'll be in the know.
Yeah, everybody has been working on this project for so many years, and it's just we're putting all the family together, all of our family contractors, and putting them on this project.
And they're really excited about it because they want to be involved in it.
They want to be invited to the opening.
Yeah.
Which we're also going to do a major opening.
Oh, big opening.
Big opening.
We're going to be bringing chefs from Europe over to do cooking classes and interconnecting with you. I have a friend of mine that has a small little village bakery in central Sicily that has a mother of bread that's 500 years old. They're going to be bringing the mother over, and the Redwood Cafe bread will be a 500-year-old mother from the central Sicily for our bread here at the restaurant. So we're going to be doing all kinds of unique interactions to basically bring the world to River Islands.
To Lathrop.
And it's all because of Susan
and Bob.
Alan making a decision and putting their money where their mouth is to develop something like this for River Islands, and we are honored to be a part of it. So stay tuned, watch these shows as we bring them out, and you'll see a restaurant being built like no other. We're also going to have some videos. We're going to show you how we build the menu and how we're putting the menu together and different items, so you'll be able to comment on that as well. Maybe you'll have a special dish you want to have incorporated at the restaurant. Who knows? It might happen.
That's great. All right, bye everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.